In January of 1947, Los Angeles was learning how to smile again. The war was over. Hollywood was glowing. Dreams were cheap and everywhere. And then, one morning, a woman walking with her child stopped because something was lying in the grass. At first, she thought it was a mannequin, perfectly pale, too still, too clean, until she realized mannequins don't bleed. Her name was Elizabeth Short, but the world would never call her that again. They would call her the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short was 22 years old. She came to Los Angeles chasing a future that never arrived. Small acting roles, auditions that went nowhere, men who promised things they couldn't give. She moved often, slept on couches, stayed where she was allowed. Friends described her as polite, quiet, almost invisible. And maybe that's why no one noticed when she disappeared. On January 15, 1947, Elizabeth Short's body was discovered in a vacant lot on Norton Avenue. It was placed there deliberately, not hidden, not rushed. Displayed, her body had been cleanly severed in half at the waist, with surgical precision. No jagged edges, no hesitation. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. There was no blood at the scene, which meant she had been killed somewhere else, and brought there after. The autopsy revealed details so disturbing, they still unsettle investigators decades later. Elizabeth had been beaten severely, her face bruised beyond recognition. Her mouth had been cut from ear to ear, a wound known as the Glasgow smile. Her body had been drained of blood. There were no defensive wounds, which raises a question no one has ever answered. Did she know the person who killed her? Or was she unconscious the entire time? Police quickly realized something else. The cuts, the precision, the way the body was washed and posed. This was not random violence. This was ritual. Days later, a package arrived at the Los Angeles Examiner. Inside were Elizabeth Short's belongings, her birth certificate, photos, a notebook, all meticulously cleaned. No fingerprints, no note, except one phrase scrawled across the envelope. Here is Dahlia's belongings. The killer was watching, reading the newspapers, enjoying the attention. Over 150 suspects were questioned. Doctors, bartenders, actors, friends, strangers. One suspect even confessed, then recanted. Others matched pieces of the puzzle, but never all of them. No DNA, no murder weapon, no crime scene. Just a body placed where it would be seen. One of the most unsettling details is often overlooked. Elizabeth Short had been seen alive less than a week before her death. She was calm, laughing, making plans. She didn't look afraid, which suggests whatever happened to her happened fast, or involved someone she trusted. Years passed. The case went cold. But letters continued to arrive. Taunts, clippings, Messages referencing details only the killer should have known. Were they real? Or just sick opportunists? No one could say. What makes the Black Dahlia case truly horrifying isn't just the brutality, it's the silence. No screams reported. No neighbors alerted. No witnesses. It's as if Elizabeth Short vanished and then reappeared, transformed into a message. Some investigators believe the killer was medically trained. Others think the precision was learned elsewhere. Some believe there were multiple people involved. Others believe the killer lived a normal life. Went to work, had dinner, and walked among people who never suspected a thing. The Black Dahlia case remains officially unsolved. Not because there were no leads, but because there were too many, and none of them ever fit together cleanly, like pieces from different puzzles. Elizabeth Short was buried in Oakland. Her mother never stopped waiting for answers. She died without them. And the killer, if still alive, was never held accountable. Never named. Never seen. There's a reason this case still haunts people. It isn't just what happened to Elizabeth Short. It's the implication that someone could do this, plan it, execute it, and vanish, leaving behind nothing but questions. And maybe that's why the story refuses to rest. Because the Black Dahlia was never just a victim. She was a warning that sometimes the most terrifying monsters don't hide in the dark. They walk the same streets, read the same newspapers, and sleep peacefully, knowing they were never caught. And tonight, if you think about her, about that empty lot, that careful placement, that silence, remember this: the Black Dahlia case was never solved. Which means someone, somewhere, knew exactly what they were doing and got away with it.